everyone, welcome back to the Capitol Lounge. I'm Morgen Reynolds with Beyond the Trend, and I have two gentlemen here who apparently know the way to my heart because I see lime and I see gin on the bar today. So thank you guys for being here. Please meet Matt Buckley of the Buckley Group from right here in Florida. We're going to get to know him a little bit better in the next video. And then back with us again to teach us how to drink things is Nate Gray.
The one and only.
Thank you for being here, guys.
Happy to be here.
I'm so excited. This is like all my favorite things are happening right now.
Especially when a guy like this makes the cocktails.
Well, I know it's going to be good. So, Nate, what have you got for us today?
Yeah, well, it's a privilege. I'm so excited to hear you guys talk, and it's a privilege to set you up with a lovely cocktail before we get started. We're going to be starting with an excellent gin cocktail. This sort of falls into the category of cocktails that I would call a coupe cocktail or a martini-style cocktail. Means we get to shake it. It's nice and cold, but then it's going to go in a martini glass, so it's not on ice. It doesn't get watered down.
Perfect.
It's perfect for entertaining, and I think it's a crowd-pleasing cocktail. Very interesting, and it's also a classic. This is not something of my own design. If you find yourself in a really nice high-end craft cocktail bar, the bartender will know it, and if you order it, you'll also have their respect, because they'll be like, all right, this guy knows what he's doing.
Okay, so what is it called again?
It's called a last word.
Last word.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, nice part about this is that we have 4 ingredients, and it's equal parts of all 4. So, very easy to remember, very easy to execute, but you do need some kind of measurement device. It doesn't have to have the ounceage on it, technically. As long as you have equal amounts of all 4, you're good to go. Technically, for one person, you would do 3/4 of an ounce of all of these ingredients, which I'm about to go through. But of course, we're going to be doing a little bit more than that, so we can get three cocktails going. So it follows.
That's the only reason we're not over-serving just to over-serve.
Although I will say this is definitely one of those cocktails that packs a punch as well. So you only need one of these bad boys to
Drink carefully.
get the
Drink responsibly, everyone.
Yeah.
Like adults.
Most importantly, we are going to start with a very excellent gin, whatever your favorite high-quality gin is. The only thing I will say is that this is a cocktail that goes towards the herbal side of complexity. Lots of gins are very juniper-forward, or they're very floral naturally, so if you can find a gin that's a little more clean or more herbal, that'll be perfect for this. We have a very herbal-forward gin, one that I sell as a distributor. This is Hardshore from Portland, Maine, so it's going to be perfect for our purposes.
Now, are you a gin guy at all, Matt?
I'm not a gin guy.
No,
I'm excited
you're
for
being
this cocktail.
tortured on my behalf. I
will
appreciate
still
that.
try and give honest.
We're gonna make some converts.
More of a bourbon.
Bourbon
red
guy.
wine.
All right. Well, if we need to switch later in the podcast,
I'm sure I'll enjoy it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Switch to the dark liquor halfway through. This will go down easy. Second up, of course, we need acidity. It's a very well-balanced cocktail. Fresh lime juice is obligatory. I would say for making a cocktail like this, you really, not to be too snobby, but you do need some fresh squeezed lime, so we got that ready to rock and roll. The main sort of ingredient that makes this cocktail special is a thing called green chartreuse. Now, to the keen-eye observer, you will notice that this bottle does not say green chartreuse. That's because the green chartreuse is very hard to get right now, so it's actually better that I make it with this very accurate substitute, because this is much more likely to find. So green chartreuse.
Can I see
it? Yeah. This one is called L'Excuse, and it's gonna be it's the best I think on the market to be a substitute for green chartreuse. So
this suspiciously looks like something from the Wicked movie. We're not gonna like turn green, are we?
Yeah,
Make
no.
it out of here.
Maybe not. I hope you have your Find Me turned on your phone. This might be your last known whereabouts.
If you guys see this, you know where I was last.
Right.
Yeah. I'm happy you brought up the color though, because of course chartreuse is a color. It's sort of like green with a little yellowish tint. And the cool thing about the OG green chartreuse, it was invented in 1605 by monks in France in the French Alps. To this day, the recipe is only known by monks. It's like 130 some odd alpine herbs.
Wow.
That's where the color comes from, and that's where the name chartreuse comes from. So the liquor existed before the color, not the other way around, which is a really cool story. And the color, as intensely green as it is 100% natural from the herbs. In the pandemic, they started to really downplay their production of green chartreuse. And so now it's an allocation-based thing. You can really only get it if you're a restaurant buying it. You're not going to find it in ABC these days. If you do find it, grab a bottle. It's worth the money. It might run you about $80 to $90, but it's worth it. It's special.
This is a treat, though.
And the other thing to know, and I said this cocktail packs a punch, it's a liqueur, but it is 55% alcohol. So this is the real deal. This is what's adding the distinct herbal complexity of this. And then lastly, I noticed you actually have a bottle of this as well, but I brought some Luxardo Maraschino cherry liqueur.
That's good stuff.
This is adding a little body for smoothness, and it's adding the sweetness. So the only sugar in this is coming naturally from the liqueurs and a little bit that's in the lime juice, but we're not adding any sort of extra simple syrup or anything like that.
Oh,
A couple
awesome.
of these, no headache at all.
Yeah, absolutely. So if
You can almost pretend it's healthy, you guys.
Yeah, 100%. So the gin is just sort of the vehicle for the stars to shine in this case. Of course, you got the acidity balanced by the sugar, and then this is sort of the heartbeat, the meat and potatoes. Normally the base spirit, gin, vodka, bourbon would be, but in this case I think it's really the gin in combination with the green chartreuse, or in this case the L'Excuse, that are sort of the driving force, and then you have the sweetness and the acidity to balance those out.
Perfect combination of everything almost.
Yeah, and just so refreshing, but also nice strong. I think it's a perfect cocktail for entertaining, a perfect cocktail for the holidays. Of course, we are going to properly shake this bad boy up to make three nice cocktails. I might just have you hand me a bottle, Matt, when the time comes.
Tell me when.
And as I do that, I'm going to talk a little bit about why we're shaking this cocktail. There's three main reasons to shake a cocktail in a tin properly. Most people know, of course, you want to get it ice cold. That's pretty obvious. But the other thing we're also doing is aerating the wine. So the natural oxygen that's in the shaker tin when you're shaking it around, it's infusing oxygen into the cocktail. And just like with wine, it smooths it out. It's giving that aerated impression to the wine. To the cocktail, and smoothing out the palate a lot. And the third reason is that the ice shaking around is actually diluting it a little bit. So it would be a little bit harsh and strong if it weren't for that.
And that's all kind of factored into the end result, right? It's going to have a little extra water in it to just kind of smooth it out.
And that's why if you ever go to like, just a dive bar or maybe a beach bar, they're making cocktails where they just give you a glass of ice and they start pouring.
No shake there.
Yeah, maybe
Nobody
do
has time
one
for
thing.
that.
Yeah. The nice way to do it, if you're getting a craft cocktail, you'll see them with a shaker tin. They'll do ice and then they'll pour that after shaking it either over fresh ice in a new glass in the case of like a margarita, or it'll be going into a martini glass for our purposes. So we got our lime there, going for the L'Excuse, the green chartreuse substitute.
So these are all equal parts as well, right?
Yep. And that's what makes it very easy. So for our purposes, about 2 ounces or just slightly over of each of these is going to be perfect for 3
Now,
cocktails.
does that one have alcohol in it too?
Yeah, but this is more of a classic liqueur. I need to look at the alcohol percentage, but most liqueurs are going to run you that 15 to 25%, and this is in that range.
It definitely has alcohol.
Oh, we're actually at 32%. My mistake. So a little higher
This is
than I
why you
thought.
only need one.
But still a far cry from the 55% of the main ingredient here. And now, of course, our fantastic gin.
Now, the real test will be if you can pronounce any of these after having the drink. I think no.
I think that's a safe bet to take the
L'Excuse.
under on
The
that.
L'Excuse,
Yeah,
about it.
you'll have a excuse not to. All right, I got my, we have our little ice bowl, I got a little ice ready. You always want to put your ingredients, build them in the bigger of the 2 shaker tins here. Then we're going to pour our ice in there.
Why is that? You don't mind
And
asking?
what's that?
Why is that use the bigger?
This is just going to give you more room, and it's a lot easier to put the smaller tin. Imagine you had the ingredients in this, and the bigger tin's going to go over that. You might have some spillage, and so it's easier to work with your larger surface here. The smaller one's going to go inside of the bigger one. If anybody's ever intimidated about shaking cocktails, very, very simple, but a few little tricks to know. This is not going straight on the top. It is going to line up with one side and be askew to that side. And by doing that, it is going to, just with one little tap, it's going to lock into place. You see, I can pick that up.
That's terrifying.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recommend testing the limits of it
Don't try
for
this
no
at home.
reason, but just to show you that it does create a nice seal.
Maybe
And
it's a
then,
professional.
I try that.
Right?
I did run a craft
Ugh.
cocktail bar for a long time, so I have a lot of experience with doing this. And then the way I was taught You got 4 fingers facing this way. You want to put 2 on the top one, 2 on the bottom one, and on the back side, put your thumb right on that seam, and that's just going to make sure nothing goes anywhere.
Taking this to school.
And as fancy as you can get with shaking, the real idea is just getting that ice to throw it back and forth and get as much oxygen and dilution as that. So I'm going to go up here.
Is there a certain amount or time or?
There's a very good answer to this question that I'll answer in 1 moment. All right. You shake until the outside of the metal is literally frosted. It's so cold on your hand that it starts to be painful. So as soon as you start feeling uncomfortable pain, that's when you know the cocktail is ready to enjoy, and then that is, of course, the antidote to said pain. And then here, usually about 25 degrees off, you just want to give it a little smack, and it's going to come loose like that.
Perfect.
You can just let that drip down. You can even stack that to throw under. And then we have our strainer. It just goes right on top, and it is, yeah, I'm going to slide these my way.
Be the hostess with the mostest at our next event or party after
I
getting this lesson.
I want to see your Instagram film you recreating all of this step by step.
Yeah, I mean, at least the recipe's easy to remember.
Yeah, that's so pretty.
Color there too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get it even for us here.
Awesome. And this is why a coupe glass? Did you decide?
So a coupe glass, I just think it's a little more elegant. A full martini glass tends to be a little larger for a larger amount of booze. Like if you were doing a dirty or dry martini, you'd usually use 3 to 4 ounces of booze and another ounce to 1.5 ounces of either dry vermouth or olive juice. So those glasses are usually just a little bit larger. So a nice coupe glass that ranges from 3 to 5 ounces is perfect for this cocktail. Yeah.
Nice.
Beautiful. So, first taste test to see what you guys think. The last word.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Salute. Cheers.
Yeah.
Oh, it smells so good.
Yeah.
Wow.
So a couple herbs are definitely doing the heavy
I'm not a
lifting.
gin guy, but that is delicious there.
You can handle that.
I can.
It's not too
Very
painful
refreshing.
for you.
There's
Yeah.
tons of botanicals going on there. Any sort of alpine cold climate botanicals that you can think of, but I definitely think like sage is one of those. Just vaguely, like sage is kind of like the predominant thing that I get out of this. Of course, it's far more complex than that, but I would say that's probably one of the main drivers of the herbaceousness coming through in this.
I think that.
It's still, I mean, again, you had me at gin and lime, so
Yeah.
hard to screw up. But I do like that there's a lot more layers of flavor to this than if I was just doing like a gin and tonic with a lime
Yeah.
type of thing.
And I will say, this is a perfect cocktail because it's using a clear spirit in this case. I just found out the other day, it works beautifully as a substitute for tequila or mezcal. So if you're not a gin person for any reason, or some people have a certain reaction to different spirits, you could absolutely use vodka. And I think tequila or mezcal substitute works perfectly in this cocktail as well.
You know, this
So-
would be nice with tequila on like a hot summer day too,
would.
if that's kind of your vibe. So yeah,
And even if you're not a gin person, take it from a non-gin person. This is absolutely delicious.
it's
So
worth
give it
a
a try.
And I would say, maybe as a final thought,
Gin is really
we
nice.
talked about how strong it is. It's sort of the perfect cocktail. 1 is a good buzz for socializing. 2, you are committed to having a good night. And 3, you know, it's a celebration.
And
that's-
pre-call the Uber.
yeah, maybe have a designated driver. in there,
Right.
yes, for sure.
No, this is amazing. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
We're truly going to enjoy these.
See
And
ya.
everybody stick around. Join us for the next video. Let's get to know Matt and his journey with the Buckley group. And
Sure.
let's enjoy these cocktails.
Let's
Thank
do
you,
it.
Thanks for having me,
Nate.
guys. Yeah, enjoy.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Great drink, Nate.